Brent, good to see you as always. We want to talk through 3 ways that raising the retirement age could derail your financial plan and what to do about it. We've talked about this before. The Social Security Fund is set to run out of money by the end of 2033. One measure that could help keep the program afloat would be to raise the retirement age. And some experts think it could get pushed back to 70. So the first way that this could affect your financial plan is that claiming Social Security early will become even more costly.
Yep. So Social Security has kind of been the hot button item for several years now. The public knows there's problems. Government knows there are problems, but there has not been a solution. The administrations keep kicking the rock down the road. So there's a couple different ways to shore it up so we don't end up running out and we can maintain those benefits. One of them that kind of seems to be an easy go-to is raise the retirement age.
Right.
So if they were to do that, the way it works today is you can first draw at 62, but you take a reduction in benefits. So if they raise that age to 70 moving forward, the reduction would be even higher. So then now we're going to have to look at a gap where, maybe we don't have the income to retire how we expected we once would be able to.
And I know you also specialize in Social Security claiming strategies. I want to talk through, though, you may have to work longer than you're able. Imagine not being able to work and then also not being eligible for full retirement benefits.
Yeah, that's a big concern for people because there's going to be certain medical conditions or, as we see more and more often, forced layoffs. And so the question is, if I don't have the ability to receive the check from the government that I expected, but I also can't work, what am I going to do? Okay, where am I going to find that income? How am I going to have that stable income that was supposed to be there that may not be there now? And so those are all factors that when you're working with a professional, you need to plan on that because not everybody can make it to 70.
And this one might be a little bit obvious. Of course, you may have to tap your savings earlier, which could lead to tax efficiencies and the greater likelihood that you're just going to run out of money.
So a lot of folks in this country have used 401ks to put up this nice balance. Okay. And then a lot of times they end up drawing on Social Security. They may tap that savings. They may a little bit, they may do it a little bit more, but if the benefits could be reduced from the government, then you're going to have to lean on that a little more heavily. And so there are some solutions to look at. Okay, what are ways to generate income to end up getting the full amount that you need to enjoy the retirement you want? And those all needs to be taken into account when you're setting up that plan because you've got one bucket of savings and you need to use it the most efficient way you can.
I'm glad you brought that up because I would like to ask if there are any specific strategies you recommend so that we can prepare for retirement at 70.
So a lot of times if I'm looking for guaranteed income, I'm looking at annuities because it's similar to Social Security where it's guaranteed. So even if your bucket of money runs out, it's still going to be there. So that's one option we have. But one other thing I do want to jump in real quick, just to kind of put people's minds at ease. A lot of times when they look at raising the full retirement age, they do it to the younger generations. Right. So people who are getting close to their full retirement age, I would personally be shocked if I was 62 with the 67, retirement age and they change it to 70. That would be very shocking to me. It'll more likely be if you're in your 20s and your 30s, you're going to have to work until 70. So I like to tell people if they make changes to Social Security in the negative, there's going to be a lot of people marching on Washington with their canes because they're going to be very upset at those reduction in benefits. So the government's very good at making change, or they're not very good at making changes, but it needs to be done in the right way that people are not negatively affected.
Right. And Brent, you were just telling me about the headlines in France.
Absolutely. So they're trying to move the full retirement age from 62 to 64, and they're absolutely losing their minds. I mean, they're burning stuff. There's riots in the streets. It is a very sensitive subject, and it should be because people pay into these things their whole lives with a guarantee. And then if the government comes in and says, oh, wait, the plan's changing, I mean, I'd be upset too.
It's scary. Yeah, I know. But that's why preparation is key. So, Brent, if somebody wants to talk to you about preparing for their retirement and creating their financial plan, how can they get a hold of you?
614-430-8383 or young-wm.com. We would love to talk about it. Don't leave it in the government's hands. Make your plan today so you don't have to worry about what they do.
Right. Well said. Okay. Brent, thank you.
Thank you.